Hello, TIs. If you're thinking about leaving the United States, you may want to check out Vietnam. Ho Chi Minh City has very affordable rent. Check out this guy's video. He shows you how he lives. Now, I'm going to share with you guys my daily spending budget. This is my daily spending budget. It's 7 million dong, not including this amount right here, some little chip change. And yesterday I went out and I seen this place in Chinatown. And to buy a large piece of this duck that I wanted that was roasted, it was only 80,000 dong. So I got 20,000 dong back. So I believe I spent less than $3. They gave me a box in a bag. It wasn't something like tiny. So realistically, in Vietnam, unless you're doing like tours every single day, you're not going to spend that much money. I thought that I was going to be able to spend like this much in a day, and I had a hard time doing that. So I'm not really into souvenirs. I have plenty of knickknacks at my house. So I've just been going to restaurants. I also want to share something else with you guys. Bear with me one moment. Let me remove the zoom off this thing. Okay, here. So I was chewing on some nicotine gum, and my filling came out, and I went to a dentist. They told me I had needed 5 root canals. I had an infection, and they got it out. They did the 5 root canals. They added 2 crowns. 3 other teeth had fillings, which were somewhat cracked a little bit. I didn't notice, and they even showed it to me by X-ray. So they took all that out and added it with ceramic composite, which lasts us about 15 years. And in Orlando, that goes for like $1,000 to $5,000 a tooth. So I spent $1,234 for all that. Well, there's a lot of TIs that I know that have severe dental issues. So if you're a TI and you're in that situation, you may want to come out here and get implants too. If you have teeth that are really messed up bad, or let's say you need some serious dental work done. Let me pause this for a moment, for one moment. So I'm in the District 1 area. I wanted to be in this area because there's more to do. This is considered like the tourist area, I believe, because the walking streets down the road. So you'll see British, you'll see some Australian, Russian, American, people from all walks of life out here. And the great thing about this place is that they teach kids English in school. So there are a lot of people that speak English here, that understand it. They may not be fluent, but they understand a lot of words. So you don't have to be uptight about walking around here. You can use a language translator app from Google. You can use the Grab app. And let's say you lost your phone. Well, shoot, if you have some money on you, you can get around this town for like $1 or 2. I've been in traffic jams for like an hour or 2, and my bill has been less than $3. Now, if you go to LA and try to get on a taxi and try to go like 4 or 5 miles, you might spend $70, $80. No joke, just to get to your hotel. Taxis aren't cheap anymore. Back in the 80s, they were really cheap. Now, you go to any U.S. city, ask anybody how much it costs to get your hotel room. It's not cheap if you're going across town. So there are days I go like 17 miles and I look and I see my bill is like hardly nothing. Like I've been on a taxi 50 times and my bill is like less than $40. I can't believe it. Now remember, if you're a TI and you're going to come out here, you definitely want to get the WISE card. It's W-I-S-E. You want to add it to your PayPal. And you want to add money to this card just like you would to your PayPal debit card. So I'm going to be quite frank. If you're planning on staying here for like a short time, let's say you're going to stay here 2 weeks. Well, if you put $200 on this card and you were to go out every single day, like 10 times, it's highly unlikely that you will spend $200 in cab fare, even if you're in traffic like an hour a day, multiple times per day. Like the average cab fare here is, for me, is like under $2. Sometimes I see 130, 150, 160, $1.05. So add this to your PayPal, add it to the, what's it called, the Grab app. There's an app called Grab, Grab. Add this card to it, your numbers to it, and it's used by millions of people here. You'll see people every day wearing clothes that say Grab. They'll pick up clothes. They'll pick up pretty much anything. You can be clothes, food, and they bring it to your place. They can bring it to your apartment, or you can go downstairs to the lobby and just pick it up right there. And you can tip and everything from there, because if you take a regular taxi, they're going to use the meter, and that extra money for cab fare will go really quick. So you definitely want to have, for a month, I would say no more than $200 to $300 in cab fees. That's if you're going out like a tourist all over the place, like a madman. You're going out to clubs, you're going out to events, you're going out nonstop. So yesterday I bought these from a vendor. Hold on one second. I thought they were Ray-Bans. Hold on a second. It says it here, Ray-Ban. And they stretch, which is pretty cool. I think I spent like $3 or $4 for these. I lost my sunglasses. I was walking and I bent down and I didn't realize that I had lost them until later. So you won't have any problems finding sunglasses and basic stuff. This place isn't third world like a lot of people think it is. There's actually a lot of beauty here. So I'm going to share something that happened to me yesterday. Bear with me one moment. Let me get my keys, because I'm going to leave the apartment. So yesterday I exited the apartment and something really weird happened. As I was getting off the elevator, there's no cameras in the elevator area in this little hallway up here, about 30 feet. And there's only cameras in the hallway. And they're right outside my room, which is pretty cool. You'll see there's cameras like all over the place, like right there in the ceiling, which is pretty cool. So I feel very protected here. And you'll notice that in the city, there's a lot of security. Now, this area has cameras, but the area where, when you get to the elevator right over here, there's no camera. So when I'm I got off the elevator yesterday, I walked to my room, and I get a stingray alert, and this guy walks up to me, and he lowers his head as he passes the cameras, and he whistles one time. I didn't think nothing of it. It wasn't done like in a flirtatious manner. Well, this same exact guy, 2 days ago, I go down the elevator, and I check out the view over here. So I go down the elevator, and I go to the lobby area, like 12 floors down, 13 floors down, and I sit down in the lobby area to order a cab to come my way. And that same guy is down there, and he comes down, seconds after I get down there, he sits down, he looks at me and goes, psst. One time he whistles. So it just seemed kind of odd, because when I was staying in Orlando, Florida, one day I arrived at a place, and this elderly guy, he had a disabled veterans tag. He parks his car, he walks up to me and he whistles in my face. And then he walks back to his car. He never makes it into the store. And I started documenting these people doing this. They were driving in black SUVs, wearing suits and using veterans. It's like similar to like no-touch torture. So now I'm at the lobby area, and it's right over here where it happened at. So, good morning. So I'm gonna, instead of going to a supermarket, I'm gonna go to a place right over here and buy a few items. It's a convenience store. I'm paying more money than what the locals do, but the prices are excellent for being here. So I'll show you my bill here in a moment. Yesterday I had bought some shrimp here, and it was only $3 for a bag of shrimp. You know, people typically don't believe what people say unless they see video proof. But you would have to be recording from the front everything which is going on around you, so that way you would have proof that you're being harassed. So I'm not going to spend my life like that, like a madman just recording every single thing going on. But if you're a TI and you're like desperate to like catch these people, I mean, you could do stuff like that. Now check this out. Yesterday I bought shrimp for $3. later on when I go to a restaurant and eat out, I'll order an extra side of rice. So that way I can have it with my shrimp. And I've eaten like a half a bag of Mug Sprouts. I love Mug Sprouts. But check out the drinks. Like this one has it's rosé wheat beer blended with raspberry. And then there's one here with vodka. I mean, I think like all the food that I have in here is like under $20. I have some kiwi, Mug Sprouts, some eggs, some butter, some garlic for my shrimp, a pear, some limes. So I have to squeeze limes into some water and let it sit for a few hours. That way I don't get sick, because as you guys know, the water here is not the best, but I'm sure it's better than Mexico. I've heard of people getting really sick out there. So you may want to buy some charcoal pills. And like I said earlier, if you go to like another, like, instead of going to like convenience stores, you go to a supermarket, you may slash your food costs by half. So I have other stuff here too, teas and stuff that I can make. A little soup, I think it was like 5 or 10,000 dong over here. So if I don't feel well, I can have soup, I have shrimp. I might even get some steak later on. And I plan to eat out mostly, but at night I get the munchies. And I'll just want to have something to eat, so I might have 4 meals a day versus 3. Anyways, that's all I want to share. Peace. Now, the enemy tries to get the target to react. They try to gaslight the target and do things that the target sees. But those around them, when they look at security footage, they would just see nothing really going on. So what the enemy does is they use people as pawns. And if you're a target and you go to Colombia, they'll go to private security groups. This is no joke. I've seen it in Colombia where this guy wearing a suit talked to a security guard. This security guard stayed against the wall the entire time. The moment I got up from my table after eating food with my family and went down to the escalator, the security guard walked right up to me and whistled one time and looked at me and waved as I went down. Similar happened at the airport. So I reached out to a relative a long time ago, and he had a secret clearance. He worked for the DEA in Puerto Rico. He's now deceased, so I can mention it now. Well, he utilized his top secret clearance and found out that at that time I was being harassed by a combination of interagency partners, but it was mostly CIA. And they can prove that the FBI and them were working together along with people in the Northern Command. They were being used, local veterans from civic groups, a bunch of Freemasons, small business vendors, local cops, even the municipality. I had no idea the entire municipality, all the politicians, all the city commissioners are all Citizens Corps members. Well, guess what the Citizens Corps group is tied to? Your CIA and NSA. So it's a relief to be here. I feel free. I really feel free. That's why I believe that this land really should be called Land of the Free and Home of the Brave, because people here truly are free.